Hey, what's going on guys, and welcome back to another video. We post content every day, so if you'd like to show your support, so drop a like if you're a fan of Drop the Mic, join the notification squad by subscribing and hitting that bell notification on, but also, don't forget to comment down below saying I subscribed to enter our monthly shoutouts, and we'll make sure to reply and thank as many of you as we possibly can.
If you don't know Maisie Williams, you might know her by her character, Arya Stark, who appears on Game of Thrones. The 21-year-old plays the youngest but toughest woman in the Stark clan, and, consequently, is one of the best-loved actors on the show. She's also one of the highest paid. Want to know how she spends her money? Stay tuned until the end to see all the surprising ways that Williams has donated to charity. Before we begin, hit the like button so we know that you're just as excited as we are for the Season 8 premiere. Now, we know what you're thinking. How much exactly does Maisie Williams make? And since we can't really talk about her spending habits without first divulging her salary, we'll give you the details. When the then 13-year-old first played Arya Stark in 2011, she earned somewhere in the range of $10,000 to $50,000 per episode, making her salary over the 10-episode first season in the low six figures. This is just an estimate, however. The exact figures of Williams and most of the other Game of Thrones salaries have never been released, although rumors have proliferated for the entirety of the show's run. Obviously, Williams' first season estimated salary was not sufficient. As the series gained popularity and her performance received critical acclaim, she was given a raise. This bumped her up to an estimated $150,000 an episode, thus increasing her full season salary to over $1 million. In 2017, the magazine Variety received, for the first time, intel on the exact salaries of Game of Thrones cast members. Reporters at Variety discovered that the top 5 actors, this comprises Emilia Clarke, Nikolaj Coster-Waldau, Peter Dinklage, Kit Harington, and Lena Headey, all make $500,000 per episode. This means that over the 7-episode 7th season, the top 5 actors earned $3.5 million. As you may have noticed, Maisie Williams did not make that pay grade, but she probably made the second tier. We estimate that the salaries for the second tier cast members are also substantial, and probably exceeded $150,000 per episode. So, Maisie gets in the ballpark of $1 million a season for Game of Thrones, and more for all her other roles in movies and TV. With all revenue streams accounted for, Williams' net worth is estimated at $6 million. Since Maisie Williams is only in her early 20s, she hasn't had the time to blow her money in ridiculous ways, like older celebrities have. Not that she would do that even if she had time. Williams exudes integrity and responsibility and has become somewhat of an icon for younger girls who are struggling through adversity, as Maisie's character has done quite successfully. These same girls can take a page out of Maisie's book of what they should do when they slay their own demons and become successful. You can't forget the people who helped you get there. Thus, the first thing to cover in a video of Maisie Williams' spending habits has to focus around paying back her family. When she got the role of Arya Stark, which instantly transformed her income from $0 to hundreds of thousands, she gave much of it to her mother. Maisie's parents divorced when she was young, and her mother retained custody. So as Maisie explained in an ironic Father's Day tweet, it was her mother Hillary that filled both roles of mother and father during Maisie's adolescence. This wasn't easy, and neither was life for Hillary outside of raising Maisie and her siblings. She's a breast cancer survivor. Maisie credits her mother's love, perseverance, and courage for shaping her into the woman that she is today, and also for fostering the talent that would land her on the world's most popular fantasy series. For these reasons, she's paid her mom back 100-fold, which allowed Hillary to quit her job and become her daughter's personal assistant. We'd be remiss if we skipped over Maisie's siblings when talking about familial compensation. She has 2 brothers named James and Ted, and a sister named Beth, who have all benefited from Maisie's generosity. But Maisie can't spend all of her money on her family. She needs to keep enough so that she can enjoy at least some of the perks of being a celebrity, and this entails traveling the world. Yes, it appears that instead of throwing lavish parties or buying all kinds of expensive accessories, Maisie uses most of her fun money on vacations. In the summer of 2016, she traveled from Amsterdam to Rotterdam, to Berlin, to Lake Garda, to Venice, to Athens. We know this because she documented this trip on a Polaroid camera. Luckily, she posted some of these Polaroids on Instagram for her fans to see. We wonder if she took this trip in a private jet, although it may seem incongruous compared to the minimalism of a Polaroid vacation. Maisie Williams is known to take private jets to and from locations. In fact, she uses an app that takes all the logistics of finding a private jet out of her hands, as long as she pays a fee. Think of it as Uber for planes. It makes sense that she uses this service, especially after her 2014 Twitter rant, wherein she slammed British Airways staff for not letting her sit in the business lounge, even though she was 17 at the time, and the rules stipulate that no minor can use the lounge unaccompanied by a parent, celebrities included. Perhaps this experience soured her to chartered flights. Luckily, private jets are a pretty great backup plan if you've got the cash to fund them. Most teenagers and young adults need to find ways to express themselves, and tattoos are one of the best conduits for accomplishing this. Although they couldn't have cost too much, Maisie Williams' tattoos are essential purchases because they're personal and permanent, so they deserve a place in this video over many other expenses. In September 2016, Williams got what was presumably her first tattoo from artist Kat Payne at Belfast City Skinworks. This was done in tandem with Game of Thrones co-star Sophie Turner, who plays Maisie's on-screen sister, Sansa. The tattoos match and consist simply of the numbers 07, 08, 09 in red ink on the actress's arms. This was the date when both girls found out that they had been hired for Game of Thrones. We think that this was a pretty cool idea. Thankfully, all of Maisie's tattoo choices seem to be pretty cool ideas. In 2018, after she finished shooting the final season of Game of Thrones, Maisie got 3 more tattoos. These were done at a studio called Bang Bang NYC. The first is the words "Little Rascal" written in red ink on her left forearm. The second, also in red ink, is the phrase "No One" written on the back of her neck, which is an obvious reference to her Game of Thrones character. And the third is a black and white daisy drawn on her right bicep. The meaning of this last tattoo will soon be apparent. We've already talked about Maisie's affinity for private jet apps, but you may be surprised to know that she also has her very own app. The main pursuit into which Williams has been investing her money is Daisy, a company she launched in 2018 in the form of a mobile app that connects artists in a social media framework. The company allows content creators to network and collaborate on projects, particularly newcomers who have yet to make connections in their respective industries. Williams also puts an emphasis on creative women. She founded this company partly so that women could thrive in what is hopefully a new model of networking in the entertainment business, one that purports to remove any sort of casting couch adjacent behavior. Maisie co-founded the company with film producer Dom Santry, and though we don't know exactly how much she put into the company, the complexity and innovation of the app suggests that this was a big financial undertaking. We hope that Daisy is successful for Maisie, because it seems like another good idea from the 21-year-old. Along with the already mentioned benefits of the app, it doesn't host advertisements, and instead subscribes to the Tinder model of having an option to upgrade to a pro account that offers extra features. This is how Maisie will make a profit. Fingers crossed. As you may have noticed, Maisie Williams lives a relatively low-key life. This is especially obvious when comparing her lifestyle with those of other celebrities of a similar age. This doesn't mean her life is without excitement and class, though. She has both in droves, but she elicits them from atypical means. Take her home, for instance. Though modest, it radiates style. Don't just take our word for it. Photos of her house garner hundreds of thousands of likes on Instagram, and have been featured on websites dedicated to displaying fantastic interior design. Thus, it's safe to say that Maisie puts a lot of effort into making her humble abode look effortlessly chic. Some of the features of her house in Bristol, England are a beautiful backyard fish pond, a rolling clothing rack in a closet with dozens of outfits and many high-heeled shoes, a quaint but classy bedroom, and a colorful kitchen. Maisie also owns an impressive apartment in Brooklyn, New York, which she showed to her Instagram followers in a video tour of the space. This was the most open Maisie has ever been about her home life. As before, we only got glimpses. We still don't know how much she paid, however. But for those of you aware of how expensive New York apartments are, it must have been a pretty penny. Maisie's much more open when it comes to her beloved pet. In 2016, Williams adopted a rescue dog named Sunny from the RSPCA Bristol Dogs and Cats home. Surprisingly, there seems to be no breed information on Sunny, but he's small, white, fluffy, and incredibly cute. We can surmise that much of Maisie's spending goes towards Sunny, because how can that not be the case? Just look at him. Maisie loves her dog and constantly puts him on Instagram and Twitter. And since adopting the rescue dog, Williams has been one of the leading celebrity advocates of pet adoption. She's used her gigantic platform to raise awareness for the cruelty of puppy mills and the benefit of adoption, especially from the Bristol Dogs and Cats home, which helps approximately 2,000 dogs, cats, and small animals a year. Because of her salary and animal love, you might think that Maisie would have more pets than she does, but Sunny must be enough for Maisie. However, we can't forget about the fish in the fish pond. They count, don't they? To cap off this list of Maisie Williams' modest spending habits, it's appropriate to mention charities. A significant part of Maisie's income goes to charitable organizations like the aforementioned RSPCA Bristol Dogs and Cats home. Another foundation that Williams supports is the Small Steps Project, which provides aid to people surviving on garbage dumps. An environmentalist at heart, Maisie also supports Greenpeace, which campaigns against all types of private and government programs that harm the earth. In 2015, she joined 60 other celebrities in a photo shoot that attempted to raise 10 million signatures to stop oil drilling in the Arctic. But Williams' most notable charitable venture concerns the Dolphin Project, which is a non-profit organization that tries to save humanity's favorite marine mammal. Maisie took a big plunge for the organization in 2015 when she jumped out of an airplane at 15,000 feet. That's right, she skydived to raise money and awareness for the Dolphin Project. So along with donating to charities, Maisie also does the legwork. She's not a pretender. She's the real deal. Just like Arya Stark. That's all for how Arya Stark spends her millions. What would you do with your money if you were as rich and famous as Maisie? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.